the third dimension.
3D Newsbite.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Adolph. I have with me Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And today we have a new trailer that popped up, a teaser trailer for a new Ghostbusters movie. And this is Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is not a sequel to Ghostbusters 2016, but is a sequel to Ghostbusters 2. A little confusing, but we want to make sure that that's very clear. This is the third quote-unquote canonical Ghostbusters movie. So, Jake, what are your thoughts on this trailer?
This looks like the greatest trailer for Stranger Things ever.
Yeah, I really feel like if you didn't know when you're watching this trailer, this was a Ghostbusters trailer, like 2/3 of it, you'd be like, what the hell is this about?
Yeah, I mean, and I was like, my hot take was watching it is, this is supposed to be a comedy, right? Right?
Yeah, I kind of got the sense. Now, you reviewed it, you liked it a lot. Is this like basically going to be Ghostbusters but Bumblebee version, where it's just like a whole new version of Ghostbusters, kind of like Bumblebee, and like restarting it, but you know what I'm talking about? Did you get that kind of feeling?
I got the feeling this was more the Losers Club from the It Chapter 1. I was like going, yeah, this looks like it's going to be a better version of It Chapter 2 than the real It Chapter 2, because we've got the kids. Heck, we got Finn Wolfhard. He seems to be he's trying to grow up into Timothy Chalamet in this trailer, but it looks like he's in all these things. Stranger Things, It, now Ghostbusters. I mean, poor guy, he's getting typecast as the kind of the teen who fights monsters.
And like we said it before, we'll say it again, this is not a sequel, and it does not have any connection to the 2016 movie. This is a sequel to Ghostbusters 2. So,
well, let's hope.
I mean, yeah, I think Sony was really, really wanting to do a sequel, but then they decided not to. And I guess they don't want to have the Ghostbusters franchise die. So they're like, let's do another one.
Yeah, let's see how many franchises have died under Sony's watch. Men in Black. Let's hope Ghostbusters doesn't join that list. Okay, I'm blanking on the rest of them. Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, I mean, this might be that. It might be one of those 2020 movies like this year where we had like, last year we had Predator, and this year, we have these sequels that no one cares about, and it just kind of flops like Terminator, and it's canonical, the third one, just like Terminator. It may end up being a flop, just like Terminator. We'll see. It just kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't. I like Paul Rudd in this. He's
Yeah,
delight.
but it's a school teacher. I mean, he just reminded me of the school teacher in Stranger Things. And there was no Ghostbusters theme.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's one of the most iconic theme songs of all time. Where is it?
Yeah, it just has like a really slow, basic kind of introduction. It's not funny. It's not satirical.
It looks great. I mean, it looks great, but it looks great like Stranger Things or It. It doesn't look like Ghostbusters at all.
It kind of looks like, the new generation kind of thing. Like they're trying to push this off to the new generation of people, and they do.
Yeah.
They do kind of explain that ghosts have been seen in like 30 years, which I hope there's more to that story because,
Yeah, and it's obviously the grandkids are supposed to be Egon Spengler's grandkids. Of course, I hope the movie isn't 90 minutes of explaining why Egon has passed on and moved to Oklahoma.
well, I do appreciate that kid does look kind of like him.
Oh, like all do. I mean, the girl in the glasses and Finn Wolfhard's rocking that, like I was joking, his Timothy Chalamet hair, but he does look an awful lot like Egon too. Like I said, their whole vibe was the Losers Club from It Chapter 1.
So it's actually written by Jason Rittman and Gene Keenan, which
Yeah, Jason Rittman is a really good filmmaker. He's done lots of great stuff. Juno, I mean, a whole bunch of other stuff. So and he's the son of the original director. Uh, and poor Ivan Reitman, he's been getting so much hell for the anniversary of Ghostbusters. There was a big meetup, and Ivan Reitman showed a whole bunch of clips of footage that didn't make the original Ghostbusters, and most of the floor footage, the stuff that didn't make the movie, was better than what was in the movie. I mean, that was unbelievable. This was the kind of stuff that, it's like, what the hell? I mean, he just looked confused. I guess the drugs were kicking in when he was editing the movie together or something. I mean, but hopefully some of this footage either turns up in the new movie, or they do some kind of big special collection that we can see more of this footage, because the 5 minutes or so I saw absolutely blew me away how great it was.
going back to this movie, it releases on July 10th, 2020, and does not mention 3D in there at all. We're just gonna assume it is until we hear otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a good bet for them to do this in 3D. At one time, Columbia, after they got bought by Sony said they were converting the original Ghostbusters into 3D. I have no idea if that ever happened or not. Hopefully it did, because that would be awesome. Because if there's any movie that a conversion would look amazing, would be Ghostbusters.
So yeah, this movie here, it's just really weird because at first you're just following like a family that's poor and moving out to the country to find, it's like, okay, what is this about? I have no idea what's going on here. And then it kind of, kicks in and like, oh, okay. And then the Ecto one works, which, okay, you gotta assume movie magic there, but if a car is sitting in a garage for 30 years, that's not gonna work.
Well, it hasn't sat there completely, because they had a little extra seat that when I saw that, I chuckled and I said, all these people that are turning old Cadillac hearses into Ecto ones, they're all going to go out in their garages immediately after this trailer and start adding that seat to their cars.
So, let's get the elephant out of the room. What are your thoughts on 2016 Ghostbusters?
Ooh. When the funniest gag in the movie is a bust of Harold Ramis, and Bill Murray is not the least bit funny, it was brutally misguided.
So, I wrote the review for the movie part. When I went to go see the screening of this, unfortunately, it was in 2D only. And I thought I would have viewed it higher than this, but actually looking at my review that I wrote up, I gave it a 2 out of 10. I hated this movie.
I think I gave it a 4 just on Chris Hemsworth's performance as the himbo version of Annie Potts' character.
And I didn't even like him, so if you don't like him, then that's a big part of that movie. And
Yeah, I mean, to me, he was the only funny person in the entire movie.
so yeah, I was a big defender of that movie before it came out. On multiple occasions, I mentioned, let's give it a try, let's give it a shot. I like this. I like these actresses. I like the director. And when I watched it, I was just pissed because it just was so bad.
Yeah, it didn't even feel like a Paul Feig movie. It didn't feel like anything. This felt like a suit. This was like Men in Black International. I mean, this just had the feeling of that interference.
So yeah, uh, I'm glad it's not a sequel to that train wreck.
Oh, that thing lost so much money. I'm actually surprised. Ghostbusters is getting another shot.
I mean, and this is going to be basically it. If it doesn't succeed, it's going to be a dead franchise again.
It's going to be dead in the water. I mean, at this point, Sony may go, "Hey, Disney, want to buy Columbia?"
Or Apple.
Yeah, want to buy Columbia? I mean,
So, and I wasn't a big fan of Ghostbusters 2. I think Ghostbusters 2 is terrible.
oh, I think Ghostbusters 2 is even worse than Ghostbusters 2016.
It's just like a self-parody of it, and it just doesn't work. So,
It's just like, okay, instead of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, we'll have the Statue of Liberty. In fact, the only gag in the entire Ghostbusters 2 I like is when the Titanic shows up. And that was only, like, what, 15 seconds?
yeah, and that villain was really bad too. So,
Was not funny. That movie was so bad, I remember I couldn't even leave the theater. The movie screened again while I sat there because I was just so stunned. And guess what? It got worse in the second viewing. I think I might have even wept. Maybe. I don't know. That was a long time ago. It's traumatic.
that was 30 years ago.
I know. I know. I still have nightmares about that crappy movie.
So, yeah, there's only one good Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the first Ghostbusters movie. I don't love it like everyone else does. I kind of feel a lot of sympathy for the EPA guy because, like, if you take it out of context, I actually feel good that EPA was investigating a group of people that have a nuclear weapon in New York City, and they're trying to get ghosts because that sounds ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. But he was hilarious. He was hilarious, and he gave Bill Murray so much stuff to bounce off of. I mean, he did his job in that movie like you're supposed to. Give the leads something to bounce off of, and I mean, that movie was just such comedy gold.
So, yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife, unofficially 3. They kind of missed the opportunity to call it Ghostbusters 3D. It's coming out next summer. And we'll come back at you with more information once we get more. That's it for us. Okay, before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my patrons. Thank you, David and Mr. Bengal5, for your financial support on patreon.com. So that's going to be it for this podcast. You can find us, 3D2D.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and so much more. Just look for 3D or 2D. You can also send us your listener mail. Our email address is email3dortwo d@gmail.com. Links are in the description. Thank you for listening and or watching. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.